Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
To max or not to max? That is today's question right here on the Eagles Checkdown. Guys, welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is. Cover news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Jointly produced by the STT Sports Network on YouTube and, of course, the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. Guys, wherever you're watching, as I say every time, hit whatever buttons are on your screen or tablet or computer. Like, share, subscribe, follow, do whatever, and continue to support these two great Eagles content channels. The only way to change the way sports talk is handled is by supporting these guys and turning off the dial. I'm Phil Stiefel, and I greatly appreciate it. Tune in to Trending in the AM live Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. on the STT Sports Network. I greatly appreciate that. I got it linked below for the Pinpool Podcast people. Make sure you check it out and make sure you subscribe. Would greatly appreciate it. Now, we've got some trades and some news. This is the last episode before free agency begins on Monday, March 9th. Well, unofficially begins on Monday, March 9th. But it's the trades seem to be the name of the game right now. And Adam Schefter was on the Pat McAfee show talking Eagles and talking A.J. Brown and the potential trade. And we'll get to that in a second. But he dropped a little nugget, unprovoked nugget when he was talking. And he talked about, and he just randomly mentioned Jalen Phillips and Maxx Crosby's names to the Eagles, right? Jalen Phillips obviously has been with us now for a half a season, and we're pretty much writing him off that he's not going to stay here. And we've pretty much written off the idea, well, some have, of Maxx Crosby coming here. After that, later in the day, Lane Johnson put us out a little tweet, his little eyeballs, and tagged Maxx Crosby. So are the Eagles in on Maxx Crosby? I don't know. We'll get back to that in a second because I want to talk about the other two big trades that have gone down in the NFL in the last 24 to 48 hours. First, a few days ago, Trent McDuffie. Let me rephrase that. All-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie got traded away from the Kansas City Chiefs to the Los Angeles Rams. The full trade package, McDuffie goes to the Rams, going to the Chiefs in 2026, a first, fifth, and sixth-round draft pick. In 2027, a third-round pick. So they got a first, third, fifth, and sixth for Trent McDuffie, the Kansas City Chiefs. On a side note, since the Eagles won their first Super Bowl in 2017, the Rams have only drafted once in the first round, first a few years ago. So trading first-round picks has not really hampered the Rams organization overall. They might not have the titles the Eagles do, but they've got stuff. It's crazy how many trades they make. But that's a lot for a cornerback. That's a lot to offer in one individual trade. Then, next, DJ Moore got traded. And that directly relates to the A.J. Brown trades. DJ Moore got traded from the Chicago Bears to the Buffalo Bills. The deal basically is the Buffalo Bills get DJ Moore and a fifth-round pick. The Bears get a second-round pick. Now, what does that do for A.J. Brown in trading, right? First off, it pretty much eliminates one of the top options, one of the top three options that A.J. Brown would go to. We know Howie Roseman doesn't want to trade A.J. Brown to an NFC East or NFC period team. So you look in the AFC, there's only two teams left now after the Bills, the Patriots and the Ravens. Now, DJ Moore's a fine wide receiver, fine young, I don't know about young, he's the same age as A.J. Brown, a fine wide receiver, right? He hasn't been an all-pro, but, he's had some really great seasons, and he's going to get to play with, no offense to Caleb Williams, the best quarterback ever that Buffalo, has had, or the best quarterback DJ Moore has ever had, right? And if DJ Moore is worth a second-round pick, Howie Roseman's not asking too much for a first and more, right? I'm looking at their numbers side by side. I mean, we're talking in the last, however many years they've played in the NFL, we're talking 30 more catches. We're talking 1,200 more yards. We're talking 6-7 more touchdowns. We're talking 3 All-Pros to no All-Pros. We're talking a champion to a non-champion, right? And it's not a knock on DJ Moore. It's just comparing the two, right? So we've got DJ Moore getting traded. We've got Trent McDuffie getting traded, and all rumors pointing that Maxx Crosby is on the block, not just on the block like A.J. Brown, but is going to get moved, right? The Raiders are in full rebuild mode. So the question becomes, are the Eagles one of the favorites to land Maxx Crosby? Would Howie Roseman pull it? I firmly believe that Maxx Crosby or Jalen Phillips will be on the Philadelphia Eagles in 2026. How that works out, I don't know. Trade for Maxx Crosby, give him an extension, lower that cap hit, figure it out. Give Jalen Phillips the proper extension needed and keep him, whatever. Either way, whether it's Phillips or Crosby, I think Nolan Smith will be the one that has to bite the bullet and be ousted out of Philadelphia, right? I just don't know what Nolan Smith's value is. He's still on a rookie deal. You could pick up his fifth-year option. So a trading team that would get him would get at least 2 years to figure out if he could stay healthy and finish development there. But what would it take for the Eagles to get Maxx Crosby? Who would be their competition? Now the Bears seem to be in the rumor mill for Maxx Crosby. So that would be some competition. Dallas's name keeps getting bounced around. I just think that's comical. You have an elite edge rusher in Micah Parsons. You trade him away. And then the very next year, you go out and part with all that you traded to go get Maxx Crosby, who is how much older? Maxx Crosby will be 29 this upcoming season, by the way. He's got almost 70 sacks in his career. He's had a relatively, outside of 2024, a very healthy career. So what would it take to get Maxx Crosby? Raiders are trying to rebuild, right? They're looking for young. They're looking for talent, whatever. Draft picks. What a first-round pick. Nolan Smith. I'm just looking at what McDuffie fetched, which was first, third, fifth, sixth. Would a first this year, let's say a third next year, and Nolan Smith, would that be enough to get it done? Is that too much? Would either team say, no, I'm just trying to spitfire here, where the A.J. Brown, trade window is closing to the sense there's less teams available. Maxx Crosby is very much in the world and the conversation to come to Philly. And I really think, Pat McAfee stirs the pot a little bit there by, when talking about A.J. Brown, bringing Maxx Crosby's name in unprovoked, leads me to believe that there is a chance, a real strong chance that Howie, while we think he's going to be patient and quiet, while he talks about drafting, developing, and re-signing his own guys, Howie's gone out and made these kind of big, bold moves plenty of times in the past, and he's not afraid to do it. So I think Maxx Crosby, to max or not to max, if you're not signing Jalen Phillips, you definitely got to get Maxx Crosby, right? We can't go into 2026 with the same scenario as 2025 with Jelix Hunt, Nolan Smith, and a bunch of cheap one-year options, and then have to pivot mid-season to Brandon Graham, Zadarius Smith, Jalen Phillips, and to save that position group. Go out and get Maxx Crosby to pair with Jelix Hunt, to pair with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and Morojomo. It would take our elite defense to a whole new level. So I'm doing it. If it's a first this year, a third next year, and a player like Nolan Smith, done. Lock it up. Send the paperwork over to the league office, and let's get that job done. Guys, everybody have a great weekend. Next week, free agency begins. League year begins. So till then, go Birds and bubbles up.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
It's the Paradise Podcast.
I am your host, Ryan Michelle Bathe, with my husband, Sterling.
What's up?
Join us here on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus, where we'll discuss each episode with the cast and crew of Paradise. I'll be getting all the secrets from Dan Fogelman, James Marsden, Shailene Woodley, Julianne Nicholson, and Sterling Kelby Brown. Woo! Paradise, the official podcast, is now streaming.
And stream Paradise on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.